He's America's most confused talking head. His bow tie may be gone, but his brain-dead takes will live forever. Prepare yourself for 5 times Tucker Carlson proved he's an idiot. Right now on Deep Fat Fried.
Deep Fat Fried!
Lovely Tucker Carlson, lovely Tucker.
No malarkey, Jack. Back in my day, we didn't have any entertainment at all, except for the old Scranton Village Elder. He only had 2 teeth. That guy had 1,000,000 stories. I ain't joking, Fat. We'd sit in the cold every night to hear him tell the tale of the cat he ate once. Nowadays, what with the mobile pages and the web phones and Netscapes and whatnot, it's hard to figure out what even to watch. Most days I'll just surf AOL. Lost, Jack. How do I click off the page? Why are there so many browsers open? It's all too goddamn much if you ask me. Now listen, Fat, I've got your solution. It's called the Pessimist Productions Patreon. You can click the link below and bam, all the entertainment you need, Jack. It's like Willy Wink, you know, the chocolate factory thing. Hundreds of exclusive shows. I ain't kidding. Exclusive streams, more news. You can't go wrong. So cancel that AOL. Join the Pessimist Productions Patreon now. Don't wait, or you'll be sorry, Jack.
Isn't he beautiful? One thing you can say about Tucker Carlson, love him or hate him, he is a gorgeous man.
Love him or hate him. Some people love Tucker. They love the bow tie. I mean, I guess the tie now. Now, see, I'll never see Tucker without the bow tie.
What's going on with the worms on your face, bro? You got some worms going on?
Damn.
They fell down.
Don't worry about it, bro.
They felded.
Those are the worms of justice. You can't know about it. Soy.
It's not even soy. That's tofu. Give me a break.
I just wonder where Tucker's chin went. It's almost.
You can see it.
It's almost there.
It's lost.
It's almost kind of. He almost kind of has a chin.
He figured out some way to fucking make that look better.
Yeah, this is him pretty young, so he has no excuse. He can't just be like, "Oh, I'm old and got fat" or something. Like, he's not even really fat. He just doesn't have a chin.
He reeks of rich kid, don't he?
He does.
He reeks of little rich kid.
And soy.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots of it.
So the first really dumb thing that proved he's an idiot, he claimed that wind power, not but a scam, TJ.
A scam. Go to 324, you say. Yeah,
324.
Boom. Let's see what he's got.
This. Wind power is a scam. It's an elaborate ripoff perpetuated on impoverished rural America by a few heavily subsidized corporations that are getting rich from making the landscape uglier. Solar is a promising technology, actually, but we're still far from being able to efficiently store the energy.
Not a threat. Oh, solar's fine.
Storage is key in a power grid. Solar is not a replacement for fossil fuels now or anytime soon, and anyone who tells you otherwise hasn't bothered to learn anything about it. That would describe most of the people pushing the
windmills is a scam. Boo.
So it's a scam. Okay. So pull information on this. By 2016, wind was contributing approximately 4% of the world's total electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Electricity generation by wind has been increasing dramatically because of the concerns over the cost of petroleum and the effects of fossil combustion on climate and environment. And this article says, see also global warming.
No.
From 2007 to 2016, for example, total installed wind power capacity quintupled from 95 gigawatts to 487 gigawatts worldwide. China and the United States possess the greatest amount of wind capacity in 2016, with 1.687 gigawatts.
168.7.
Okay, sorry, yes. 168.7 gigawatts and 82.1 gigawatts, respectively.
I say gigawatt because I learned how to pronounce it from Back to the Future. But they actually didn't do it right. It's supposed to be a hard G. But whatever. Gigawatt sounds way more fun, so.
I guess the same year, Denmark generated the largest percentage of electricity from wind, nearly 38%.
Wait, well, how is that possible with it being a scam?
It's not a scam.
Well, wait a minute. But Tucker Carlson said it was a scam, though.
Why do you think he said it was a scam?
Because he's a journalist of integrity, and he wants to tell his viewers the truth.
Well, this information I pulled here took me all of about 5 seconds to find.
I don't know about. I mean, that's what I'm. You say admitting you did shoddy research. You just like bought the first windmill propaganda you came across. Is what you're saying, right?
Why do you propaganda?
Yeah, because the powerful windmill industry.
No one's denying that it generates electricity and generates power.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like a scam to me. That's all I'm saying.
I love how the right
make the landscape look ugly.
Well, it's
Scotty.
ugly, TJ. You know another thing they say? It's a grave burger.
Dude, if I'm driving along and I see some windmills blowing and like the little things flip, I'm just like, ugh, it's scam. Oh my god, it's hideous. I mean, it's so ugly. It's not like a beautiful fucking smog churning fucking coal plant or something where you see it and you're just like, wow, you just feel that inner, like, wow, it's like so beautiful to look at. But these windmills, man, they just like, ugh, the way they spin around and shit, it's like gross. You know what I mean?
But
like,
you've heard the power of
reminds me
big
of a toilet flushing, you know, with that circular motion with like a turd going down the drain, you know?
You haven't heard about big wind though. Here, so I'll go make you a point. The wind power industry, big wind, estimates that the world could feasibly generate nearly 20% of its total electricity from wind power by 2030.
Oh,
big wind, dude.
I mean, like, what lie will they feed us next? That's all I have to say.
And various estimates put the cost of wind energy as low as 2 to 6 cents.
They're
per
blowing smoke up your ass, Scotty.
Kilowatt,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kilowatt hour, depending on location, TJ.
Right.
Comparable to the cost of coal, natural gas, and other forms of fossil energy, which range between 5 and 17 cents per kilowatt hour.
No, I don't think so.
Sounds like a complete scam.
It's obviously bullshit.
Too cheap. Doesn't work.
I mean, whatever.
Cheap to work, dude. How do you make any money doing it?
Look,
yeah, you don't make enough money.
Denmark, dude, has been plagued with rolling blackouts ever since they generate 38% of their power this way. I mean, it's like pathetic.
Has Denmark thought
about... You go to
about
Denmark, it's like...
What happens, guys?
You press down on your toaster and shit, try to toast some bread. You can't even toast a fucking piece of toast in Denmark. The power usage is so low. Kilowatts are pathetic. You know, you can't get no power out of these fucking ugly-ass, disgusting fucking windmills. They kill birds, by the way, Scotty.
Yeah, grave bird gas.
You know that?
Dude, I'm telling you, TJ, here's another thing. I hate to argue against myself, but I mean, Tucker's got a point.
Yeah.
He's got a fucking point. I mean, wind is kind of a scam. I mean, what if Denmark has no wind one day?
Right.
If they 100% relying on wind.
What happens when we run out of wind, huh?
Where's the wind?
What happens when we run out of fucking wind, bitch? What then? We got a bunch of fucking these ugly ass windmills everywhere, just perfectly still, generating no power because we've run out of wind. We used up all the wind on these stupid fucking windmills.
I've got an answer for this.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
We could just tie you up near the windmills and have you bloviate endlessly like you do all day. Blow hot air.
Yeah, blow hot air at it.
Yeah, just...
Shit,
another thing. And then it just...
what's going on there?
Denmark would be exporting energy if that was the case.
Dude, the second they figure out how to harness the power of fucking neckbeards jacking off at the jaw, boom, energy crisis is solved.
Energy crisis averted, climate saved.
Oh shit, we're running out of power. Have Paul's ego do another ideology stack. What's this?
So we're not going to watch the whole thing, but this is Bill Nye and Tucker getting triggered by talk about climate change.
Okay.
I'm having so much trouble with it. Oh, wait, so down. Before the name calling begins and before you...
Can we
before the name calling begins, as we know, Bill Nye, known in most circles as the fucking just a total fucking name caller, you know, ad hominem king.
Bill ad hom Nye.
Yeah, we knew him as Bill Nye the Science Guy, but he's known by people in the business as Bill Nye the Unreasonable Prick. You know what I mean?
Bill Nye the Unreasonable Guy.
By asking what exactly you mean. Now, I think most people are open to the idea that the climate is changing. It has always changed, by the way, as you know.
It's the rate, Mr. Carlson. It's the rate such a concern.
Slow down.
The core question, from what I can tell, is why the change? Is it part of the endless cycle of climate change, or is human activity causing it? That seems to be the debate to me.
No big deal.
And it seems an open question, not a settled question, to what degree human activity is causing that.
It's not an open question. It's a settled question. Human activity is causing climate change.
To what degree?
To a degree that it's a very serious problem in the next few decades.
Wait, stop. Wait, no, you said it's a settled point. And I'm asking a very precise question.
It's a settled point.
Okay, then if you'll elucidate it for me, I'd be grateful. To what degree is climate change caused by human activities? 100% of climate change is caused by human activity? Is it 74.3%? It's settled science.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, this is brilliant. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, he's got him on the ropes, Scotty. Is it 100%? Is it 72.186%?
Can you tell me it's 100%? You know what percentage it is?
You don't know? Bill Nye, can you give me the exact percentage? What percent? Oh, I guess you just don't know. You just don't know that, man.
Tucker Carlson feels like when I'm arguing with somebody and I'm just completely disingenuous, but I still want to just argue like every little point that makes no sense and has nothing to do with the actual argument.
What's the precise molecular weight of every atom of carbon on the planet Earth, sir? Oh, you don't know. Oh, you don't have a number. Oh, okay. So it sounds like you might be operating on what we like to call faith, sir.
Science, please tell us to what degree human activity is responsible.
What degree?
So the word degree is a word that you chose, but the speed that climate change is happening is caused by humans. Instead of happening on timescales of millions of years or, let's say, 15,000 years, it's happening on the time scale of decades and now years. Now, I offered...
Wait, but hold on. But to what extent is human activity responsible for speeding that up? I mean, please be more precise.
If that's the number you want. Humans are causing it to happen catastrophically fast.
Okay, so at what rate would it have changed without human activity? And you look annoyed that I'm asking these questions, but they're very basic questions. They're not denial.
So basically... the cycles of climate change, the last ice age we had was tens of thousands of years ago. So bear in mind that in ancient dinosaur days, there was more carbon dioxide. The world was warmer than it is now. There was an inland sea in what is now Wyoming. And I understand you have a member of Congress from Colorado, used to be underwater. And you go to Dinosaur National Mine, you can see it. Okay.
Yes.
But that's millions of years ago. The problem is
you just said it was tens of thousands.
That was the Ice Age. The rate. The rate is the problem.
Here's the fucking idiot. And Bill, I was like, that was the Ice Age. Oh, we just did this. It's like, so he made more than 1 point in a single fucking sentence, though, Tucker.
Tucker's actually kind of brilliant here because Tucker Carlson doesn't have to convince a reasonable person. He has to convince a fucking an addled 79-year-old man or woman watching this shit in their nursing home because Fox News is primarily watched by the elderly and the mentally enfeebled.
He just said 10,000 and million. He doesn't know it.
Wait, sir. You said 7 or 8 million years. I just happen to know from going to this little thing called college that 6 is afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9.
Wow. Boom. Mic drop. He got him. He got that son of a bitch.
Did you see Tucker Carlson pwn that stupid liberal Bill Nye the other day?
Oh, he's not even a scientist. He's an engineer.
That was a master class in pwnage. That was. Yes. Whatever. What's this one? Tucker. This is okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go back to the beginning, TJ.
It's the beginning.
No,
the beginning of the clip. Okay.
So this one he called the Rockies primitive monkeys. So this is a kind of during several appearances on the aforementioned Bubba the Love Sponge show between 2006. We actually wasn't aforementioned. That's from the article. But Tucker did go on the Bubba the Love Sponge show between 2006 and 2011. And he said in a string of completely racist things about Iraqis and Obama. Just, he's a little bit racist.
I don't know.
A little racist.
Everything's racist to you fucking lefties these days.
Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, semi-literate primitive monkeys.
All right, that might be a little actually racist.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's a little bit.
All right, I'll grant you that one. Smidgen. I mean, look, Sky, hold on. Smidgen. Okay, so here's the line. Here's racist on this and not racist. And that one, this one goes a little
I can't believe that anyone ever accused...
Like maybe here.
Isn't it crazy how people accuse Tucker Carlson
Hitler's
now?
like here, and then Tucker Carlson's little statement, it's like right along that edge.
One little half teaspoon too much over the edge. You know what I mean?
If he just said primitive monkeys, perhaps.
If he just said,
He called them semi-illiterate primitives. Yeah, that would have been okay. That would have been acceptable.
Or
the monkeys thing, I think, is
the monkeys drove it.
Semi-illiterate monkeys would have also, I think, been acceptable.
Yeah, because
but semi-illiterate primitive monkeys, that does venture ever so slightly into racism.
Okay,
I will admit. I mean, I'm willing to admit in this
slightly, a tiny bit,
ever so a tiny little dash, dash of racism,
a sprinkle of racism.
But I just have zero sympathy for them or their culture, a culture where people just don't use toilet paper or forks.
Scum.
Yeah.
Scum. I mean, look,
the Iraqis don't know if you bring toilet paper or forks over there. They're just like, huh?
Giving Iraqi a fucking toilet paper, they're like, what is this parchment? It has nothing written upon it.
Not only that, but do you want to know culturally how Muslims wipe their ass? By rinsing it off with fucking a stream of water. I mean, I have no respect for a culture that doesn't just smear shit all over its asshole and between its butt cheeks, you know what I mean? And then walk around all day and get itch ass by the end of the day, you know? If you don't have a swampy, stinky case of the itch ass and a good-sized skid mark in your underwear, then you're not a fucking American, you know what I mean? Like, these people wash their assholes. It's like, what?
Crazy.
And they don't use forks as if the fork is like, how did people eat before forks, Tucker?
Yeah, I mean,
they have these primitive instruments they use to eat called hands.
What are they doing?
How do I do that?
How does an American eat a fucking chicken wing or a hamburger? They use a fork? Fuck no, they use their hands, Tucker. You fucking moron.
I'm also pretty sure that toilet paper and forks have made their way to Iraq.
Yeah, obviously.
As of 2006.
Hopefully. Hopefully they
I'm pretty sure they did.
And the way they treat women, you know, I agree with you. Their culture is, but you're in their homeland, and you're over there as an American who they hate, and they want nothing more than the Americans off of their soil. So they're not going to play games.
I mean, they can just shut the fuck up and obey, is my view.
How could you? Yeah. How nice. They can just shut the fuck up and obey.
I mean, that's kind of hard to argue against.
Yeah.
Take that, motherfucker. They can just shut the fuck up and obey, bitch. We in your country now? Our country now, motherfucker. Shut up.
I will give it this. At least it's honest.
Yeah. More honest than he is today, that's for sure.
Did you salvage Iraq at this point?
I don't, it's beyond our control. I mean, if somehow the Iraqis decided to behave like human beings or something.
If they just accepted being conquered, they,
Look. Civilized human beings, when an invading force comes to their country and takes over, would just be like, all right, fair enough. But these monsters, they dare to resist us. I mean, it fucking sickens me. They're just a bunch of animals over there. I can tell you this, if a bunch of Iraqis came into America and told me they ruled this motherfucker, I'd just be like, well, that's fair enough.
If you defeat our military.
Fair point. You done it.
Yeah. I mean,
you killed our president. Now you're the leader. Makes sense to me. I have no objections. 100% down. That's how I'd be, because I'm a reasonable person. I'm Tucker Carlson.
He'd need to say, look, I'm a bigot, okay? I'm a bigot. I don't like Islamic extremists. Like, if you are really heavily into Islam, I'm sorry, I don't care for you that much. And I don't care what that sounds like. You can call me a racist. You can call me whatever the fuck you want.
Okay. You're a racist.
Yeah, you clearly are.
You're a racist, and you're a piece of shit, and, yeah. There you go.
And at this juncture, you could say that and not catch a lot of shit for it.
You certainly could. I'd vote for you if you said that.
And they did. Yeah.
White men, they've contributed some, I would say.
They've contributed you, Tucker.
Yeah.
Like creating the bow tie.
They created my spiffy bow tie. Really? The main objection I have to this Media Matters video is because Tucker back then was still sporting that bow tie. They need to show us bow tie Tucker, not this. This is Tucker all cleaned up. This is like Tucker slowly realized like what was wrong with his approach. He's like, I look like a fucking spoiled rich kid. You see my big fat chin. I got to hide that as much as possible. I got to fucking get a real fucking tie.
I think that explains the Tucker face because like I think it makes his chin jut out more if he's like,
yeah, he's got whenever anyone talks to me that I'm skeptical of, I got to be like,
look how my chin
I don't know about
juts.
that.
No.
No.
Like creating civilization and stuff. I think they've done a pretty. I don't know. Whatever.
Did white people create civilization itself?
Yeah, dude, don't you remember that?
Was that us?
Yeah. Oh, yes. God said, let there be white people. And then the first building was built. And then God said, let there be brownies and stuff. And then the first rape was committed and the first car stereo stolen. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're just subhuman cultural apes over there. You know what I mean? You know, not to be racist.
Obama would kick your ass playing basketball.
Yeah, of course he would. Play basketball. Come on.
He's black. Say it. He's a real brother. Hey, do you think?
I don't know how black he is. How is he?
Half. I mean, at least half. Yeah.
How black is he?
I mean, I believe that the way it works
Roughly
is
half.
He's all the way black. I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure if you're black, you're black.
Let me tell you something, Home Slice. If he's black, then I show the fuck is. You know what I'm saying, bitch?
Biatch. That's right.
Is he black, for one thing? He has one white parent, one black parent.
Well,
so that makes him...
Why isn't he... All right, so if he gets pulled over by the cops, you'll see how he's black.
Is he white? Yeah, he's white, right?
It's basically like if you appear black, you're black.
Don't you understand?
White,
no,
you're white.
If you have one black parent, right, and one white parent, what does white do to black, right? It cleans it up.
He's gray.
No, it cleans it up. The white replaces the black, and so why wouldn't he be a white kid at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so really, he's just the 44th white president.
White cleans all that dirty black off the sperm.
There's some really good, immigrants. I just think it's, people who come to this country ought to have something to offer. Be hot, be really smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. You got
too many ugly immigrants. We need some
hot or
immigrants.
smart, and then you're
really
good.
smart. I guess it's a lucky thing for you that you were born here, huh, Tucker? Because under your rules, your ass would be fucking excluded.
Yeah, let's see. Tucker Carlson. Oh, you're not really hot. Are you really smart?
Let's
okay,
see.
talk for a minute. Okay, no.
Sorry. Nope. Smart. Nope. All right. Well, you get to stay in
it's never a good look.
Yugoslavia or whatever the fuck you come from.
It's never a good look to hypothesize an immigration bar above what you can fucking reach as a citizen. You know what I mean?
Truly.
Look, I say, in order to become a citizen of this country, you got to show a willingness to fucking be seen in public wearing a fucking bow tie. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
Is that all you got, Scotty?
No.
You got more?
That ain't it, TJ.
What else you got? This?
And we've seen part of this before, so let's watch the beginning of
What
this
is
one.
this?
What
is this, Scotty?
Tucker got mad.
Tucker gets mad?
Dude, this is rage mode Tucker right here, dude.
Oh,
you
dude,
seen that shit?
Bandwagon. You're all like, oh, I'm against the globalist elite, blah, blah, blah. It's not very convincing, to be honest.
Why don't you go yourself, you tiny brain, and I hope this gets picked up, because you're a moron. I tried to give you a hearing, but you were too annoying for me.
You can't handle the criticism, can you?
Oh, no. That was mean.
So the guy, Dutch historian, Rutger
You gotta be talking
Bregman.
about Texas. That's it. Texas.
Aw. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the...
It's one of the great moments, maybe the great moment in Davos history. Rutger Bregman is the author of Utopia for Realists, and he joins us now. Mr. Bregman, I can't stop laughing just listening to that. And part of it makes me wonder, are you the first person ever to note that people are flying private to talk about global warming and that none of them mention tax avoidance? Has anyone ever said that before at Davos that you know of?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on Davos history, but it is a bit hypocritical, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. And others have noted that. We've noted it on this show.
Yeah. So at this point, they're getting along.
So if I was wearing a hat, I would take it off to you. What response did you get?
I mean, they were not very happy with me, but I'm just I think, a random Dutch historian who's basically saying whatever around the globe is thinking. You know, the vast majority of Americans, for years and years now, according to the polls, including Fox News viewers and including Republicans, are in favor of higher taxes on the rich. You know, higher inheritance taxes, higher top marginal tax rate.
Wait a minute.
Well, this guy went to some big conference, was all like, tax the fucking rich. You get to a bunch of billionaires, which of course they don't want to hear that shit.
That's not why we brought you here.
No.
That ain't why we brought you here.
No. Climate change bad. We can all argue about that shit. We can
Liberals, hypocrites.
Look, I'm a billionaire. I need a virtue signal. We can't talk about taxes here.
No tax. No. No.
Dude, if we could see Tucker's bow tie in this unaired clip, it would be doing that.
Yeah.
Steam
around.
Well, I think after this came out, they did air his portion of it, but they put like a little intro in the front to explain it. Like, I used some naughty words, and I'm sorry.
I'm a bad boy.
Rates, higher wealth taxes, it's all really mainstream. But no one's saying that at Davos, just as no one's saying it on Fox News, right? And I think the explanation for that is quite simple.
Oopsie.
Why is Fox News saying that?
I can't believe that you guys didn't realize that the dude who fucking told all the billionaires to their face that they're a bunch of hypocrites isn't going to fucking call you on your bullshit when you bring him on your show, right? Oops. Did you not research this motherfucker before you brought him on the show? I guess you didn't, huh?
Is that most of the people in Davos, but also here on this channel, have been bought by the billionaire class. You know, you're not meant to say these things. So I just went there and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to say it, just as I'm saying it right here on this channel.
Well, what was interesting, I thought, about what you said was you noted something. I mean, many people...
people have called Texas.
You can just see, like, he's deflated from earlier. It was like, yeah, tell them cocksuckers. And now it's like,
take my hat off to you.
You know what I think? Many people, a lot of people...
for higher taxes. But very few
well, not on this channel, is it? I mean, almost all of the pundits on this channel for years have been against higher taxes, right? Even though the vast majority of Americans is in favor of it.
I mean, I don't know. It would be interesting to know how many hours of Fox you've watched, but I'm interested in what you said about tax avoidance. So, I mean, just because someone faces a specific tax rate does not mean that person pays that.
Well, that's true.
I don't
Yeah,
think
sure.
Netflix, for example, paid any taxes last year at all. So what would you do specifically to make certain that this class of people pays what they're supposed to pay?
Well, it's about multiple things. So we should really crack down on tax paradises and on tax avoidance. That's a major issue. But it's also about having higher taxes. So in the 1950s, for example, in the 1960s, in the golden age of capitalism, as historians called it, we had top marginal tax rate for the very rich of about, 70, 80, 90%. Actually under Eisenhower, the Republican president. And this was also, one of the best periods in American history. Same is true for the UK and the rest of Europe.
I'm honestly surprised that this interview hasn't been cut off at this point.
Oh,
it's like, well, thank you for your time. That's all the time we have here
I'm
on
pretty sure that's why Tucker pretty soon launches into the fuck yous, because he already knows that they're dumping this. There's no way that Fox News is going to air a guy talking fucking common ass sense to people.
So as a historian, for me, it's all not, it's really not rocket science. We should just go back to simple and straightforward solutions from the past.
Right, but this country was sustained, and since you're a historian, I guess you would know this, sustained by an industrial economy at the time that was broad and deep, that created a middle class. That doesn't exist anymore. So it's an entirely different economy. I wish it did exist.
Oh well, but that's not really an issue. I mean,
work the same way with an entirely different economy.
Well, I think it
was a different time.
Wait, yeah, it would.
Yeah,
it's just tax is just a matter of like the income being generated and how much you're gonna fucking take for like public purposes and shit.
Hold on, right there, TJ. Hold your horses right there, TJ. Hold the phone right there, TJ.
Sorry.
Wait a minute.
Listen. Are you telling me that taxing the rich at about around 80 or 90% back in the 50s worked, and now taxing the ultra-dodeca rich at 80, 90% is going to, that's going to generate tax revenue? Like now? Like in 2021, sir?
I don't know, I guess. Let's see. We got to get to the part where they really fucking start shitting on each other because we're running a little low on time, but...
Fox doesn't even play where you are.
It doesn't play where you are.
Fox doesn't play where you are. You don't have the internet.
I can watch things whatever I want, I have, actually. I can't say I'm a great fan of your show, but I do my homework when you invite me on your show. So, I mean, you're probably not going to air this. But I went to Davos to speak truth to power, and I'm doing exactly the same thing right now. You might not like it, but you're a millionaire funded by billionaires, and that's the reason why you're not talking about these issues.
But I am talking about these.
Only now. Come on, you jumped the bandwagon. You're all like, oh, I'm against the globalist elite, blah, blah, blah. It's not very convincing, to be honest.
Why don't you go yourself, you tiny brain, and I hope this gets picked up.
It won't.
You're a moron. I tried to give you a hearing, but you were too annoying for me.
You can't handle the criticism, can you?
Oh, Tucker. Just couldn't handle it.
Poor Tuck.
I am anything but a millionaire funded by billionaires, sir. Anything but.
I am not those. I mean, well, in a technical sense, maybe, perhaps I am, but
I am talking about those issues.
In a larger sense, I am not those things.
I'm very critical of the billionaires, sir.
This is Tucker kind of loses at the end of this interview here, but let's watch some of the lead up to it.
Milk's down. Yeah, let's take a look.
Ed Gavin is a former deputy sheriff with the
Turn
New York
that
City
shit
Sheriff's
up.
Department. He joins us with his perspective on
Nothing's
what this means
fucking
for law enforcement.
voluminous enough. No.
Hey, Gavin, thanks so much for coming on tonight. Who's going to become a cop going forward, do you think?
Mostly people who want power, but
guys
don't have
you
any
can't
intelligence to figure out some way to get it that way. So they're just like,
guys, if you can't murder a black man in the street,
sociopaths, psychopaths,
and suffocate him in the street, why even be a cop?
Why even? I mean, it's like the whole point of being a cop is I want to be able to fucking crack people's skulls and not have to have anyone looking over my shoulder about it.
Why bother?
Well, I think people will still become police officers. This really is a learning experience for everyone. Let's face it, what we saw in that video was pure savagery. I mean, the documentary evidence showed the police officer putting his knee on the perpetrator's neck while he was rear cuffed and his stomach was on the ground, causing positional asphyxia. So what I'd like to see, Tucker, is I'd like to see more training for police. I'd like to see the police trained as EMT.
Get another fucking time when the guest is not going along with Tucker's script in his head. This seems to be like the easiest way to short circuit Tucker Carlson, by the way. Just come on in there and say
script.
Yeah, if you come on there and you don't like, he'll coach you what he wants you to say when he asks you the question. You know?
Yeah.
He'll put it out there like kind of like the behavior that he expects of you as his guest.
With all the evidence in, sir, don't you believe that George Floyd bears a little responsibility for his own demise on this?
Well, no, Tucker, I don't believe that whatsoever. That sounds like the insane ravings of a crazy person.
You know what? How about this? Go fuck yourself, tiny brain. How's that?
I tried to give you a fair hearing here on this show, but you're an obnoxious little twat and you need to go.
I read the script to you. All I had to do is repeat it. You can't even do that, you dumb tiny brain.
For example, in the New York City Fire Department, we have firefighters that are EMTs. But who gets to the scene first in most of these situations? It's the police. So in reviewing the tape, what I noticed was that the police officer removed the subject, Mr. Floyd, from his vehicle, and he was able to handcuff him, and then he was able to seat him on the ground, and he was handcuffed. At that point, they should have left him there. There was no reason to move him, and obviously, Mr. Floyd was emotionally disturbed. And at that point, you may want to say, "Hey, Mr. Floyd, let me take your pulse." Things of this nature, and we have to change the way we deal with people. Now, I've used hundreds I've used force on literally over 500 people in my 21-year career in the New York City Department of Correction and in the New York City Sheriff's Department. I've never had anybody go unconscious. And, that was clearly an excessive, unjustified use of force. I think the verdict was just. I think we had documentary evidence. We had testimonial evidence. And, it was...
Tucker's just like... I think that's just Tucker's brain trying to be like, okay, how do I
spin this?
How do I fucking pull out of this nosedive that I'm in? I have to fucking seem like I'm paying really good attention to this, but then I have to fucking spin it the exact opposite way when it comes back to me.
And of course, this guy's like, he's a cop, so it's like, okay, but
how do I fucking do it? I'll figure it out.
It was an open and shut case. But moving forward, what we need to do, in my opinion, is we need to have...
How about enforce the law? Okay, do we need to do that? So hold on, wait, slow down. Do we enforce...
Slow down.
Wait. So whenever wait a minute, fucking calm down now.
So what did
Slow down, Scotty. Slow down. Let me ask you a question, Scotty.
Let me ask you a question, Scotty.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we follow the law, Scotty? Should we follow the law? Maybe we should follow the law. Maybe we
should follow the spirit.
If you don't get brutalized,
you should follow the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law.
Slow down the fuck down for 1 second.
Okay.
I'm ask you a very simple question.
All right.
If you don't want to be killed by the cops, you shouldn't be a criminal. True or false?
What?
You can't even ask the question. Ladies and gentlemen. Boom! Boom!
Case dismissed.
Did you see
Destroyed
Tucker
him.
roast that guy the other day? He couldn't even answer the question.
Some stupid hippie cop came out there with his crazy talk about some jibber jabber, and Tucker cut cleanly and smoothly through the bullshit like a knife through butter. He did it.
So, these segments go on pretty long. So you guys might believe that this is just a clip from the segment. This is the entire segment.
All right, yeah.
To law, like let's say people are going through the windows of Macy's and the cops are just standing.
I'm sure it was intended to be a 3-minute segment. What do you fucking do?
Obviously, their honor is being violated, but they're not doing anything about it. When do they start doing something about it, protecting everyone else?
Honor of
not
Macy's.
Just George Floyd?
No. What I want people to protect. I want the police to protect people, but. When specifically what we're dealing with a person in custody who was handcuffed and he was subdued.
Right.
At that point, we have to take a different tact. And one of the things I just want to suggest, Tucker,
I'm
there's
totally
a
willing
thing.
to believe that. Yep.
I'm totally willing to believe that.
The U.S. Department of Justice came out with a position paper on positional asphyxia and sudden death. It was published in 1995 and again in 1998.
Yeah.
I think
So this guy's
every
talking
law
about
enforcement officer should read that.
They've
It
known
should be
about
read
this
at
for
roll
decades.
Because what it does, it talks about the physiology of a struggle. Now, like I said, Mr. Floyd was brought under control. What should have happened at that point is EMS should have been summoned, and he should have been placed in an ambulance, and a supervisor should have been called to the scene. I just think that it was excessive, and it shouldn't happen. And what I'd like to say,
the guy who did it looks like he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. So I'm kind of more worried about the rest of the country, which, thanks to police inaction, in case you haven't noticed, is like boarded up. So that's more my concern. But I appreciate your coming on, Ed Gavin. Thank you. Nope. Done. Thank you.
Nope.
Done.
Too much troop. He's done.
Nope. You're gone. You're gone, Marshall. I gave you the script. I told you what to say. You didn't say it. Nope. Get the fuck out of here. This is not for other people's opinions. This is for you to regurgitate what Tucker Carlson says, because this is a Tucker Carlson show. What does it say down there? It says Tucker Carlson tonight. It doesn't say arrogant guest who thinks they know better than Tucker Carlson tonight.
I think that I would love to continue this interview, but right now there is an uncivilized black, basically subhuman ape raping every person in America, sir. So sorry, done. Bye. Goodbye. Bye. He's done.
Did you see how Tucker put that son of a bitch in his fucking place?
Put him down.
Oh, he
like
destroyed him.
Three-legged dog.
He wouldn't even let him talk his trash on Tucker Carlson tonight. Boom.
That's why he says slow down, dude. His audience is catching up. Like, slow down.
I appreciate how when the conversation starts to confuse me, he slows it down. Tells me what's
Whoa, Nelly. Slow down for the folks at home so I can understand the words you're saying.
You're talking a lot of fancy, complicated jibber-jabber right now.
Are you saying Derek Chauvin is guilty and should have known better, and by all accounts had decades of knowledge, knowing that positional asphyxiation would kill a man in this position? Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're done, sir. Good night.
Let me tell you.
Good night, sir.
My concern is more about the country. The country being ravaged by these
and
monsters.
Then he shits on the police like the police are doing nothing.
And you know what? You police, you're pieces of shit. Fuck you too. I'm Tucker Carlson. Well, Scotty, thanks for pulling that episode for us.
Well, it's 5 times Tucker Carlson proved he's an idiot, and I think he lived up to that.
Yeah.
And more.
You know what? But it's not 5 times, Scott. That's my one contention with this episode. It's not 5 times he proves it. It's just there's only been one time, and it's lasted from the moment of his birth until the hopefully soon moment of his death.
Well, there's many ways to divide up time, TJ.
I guess so. Thanks for watching.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.